Hello there my fellow holotable heroes, and welcome to another Galactic Challenge video. Hope you had a great week behind you and that you're looking forward to your weekend ahead. But first we have a brand new challenge to take care of. We are taken to the planet of Coruscant, where we have to take down a squad of Jedi using at least 4 Mandalorians, so you don't need to have a full squad of them, which is good obviously for those that do have weaker Mandalorian squads. As always, I'll cover the modifiers and the feats and then show you the battles, so there'll be YouTube chapters below. As always, I've got 4 battles in total here for you today. So the first one will be a Mandalorian team, then the second one be like if you have a really bad Mandalorians. I was able to get it to work with Rain there. If you do have obviously Maul and Lord Vader, that's going to be another team that can get a lot of things done here. And finally, I'll be doing Darth Vader Sith team that can get damage over times done. But otherwise, let's now start off with the modifier. So Thunderous Applause and Democracy. Now this is pretty much the same as we do have in territory battles, so hopefully you are familiar with it. It's quite a wordy modifier, so I'm not going to go through everything. There's a lot of things going on. The main thing really here is that you have to use Democracy 3 times, then you will gain Thunderous Applause, which will then allow you to call assists whenever you use special abilities. But more importantly, when you do use 3 times this Democracy, you will defeat the enemy leader. And on top of it all, enemy leader can't be defeated obviously unless you get 3 stacks of Democracy on them, or they're the last one remaining. Now, how you get Democracy charge built up? Either you gain buff or apply debuffs. That's how you charge it up and then use it. So this is going to be really here the key point here, trying to use Democracy as fast as you can. The code modifier for Mandalorians, it's a very powerful one actually. However, in this case, from my testing, like the battles, they were over very quickly, so you didn't really get to benefit from this stacking protection as well as more counter chance. And finally, Humble Strike, the Jedi modifier. They gain some stacking critical damage, which the modifier itself isn't all that great, but they already juiced up out of the gate. These guys are hitting pretty hard. So definitely don't sleep on this Qui-Gon team. In terms of feats, you have to win with at least 4 Mandalorian units, so it's good that they didn't ramp this up to 5, that they just kept it at 4. Obviously for those that do not have good Mandalorians, you have to obviously complete the battle, then score 3 critical hits in a row, not a problem. And damage over times, again, not an issue, because Kander's there, he's dishing out those damage over times like it's nobody's business. Otherwise, good old Darth Vader as well can get it done for you. Let's first now go into the battle with the Mandalorian squad. And I'm going with Armor Elite here, because you get extra protection up in the beginning of the battle, as well as critical hit immunity. Just gives you a little bit more survivability out of the gate in case you do have maybe lower gear Mandalorians. Obviously, if you do have Maul, he'll be great here as well in the leading slot. But I just try to do without Maul and using their Beskar Mando for some damage immunity, Bo-Katan for her dispel, and as well when Mandalorians attack out of turn, we recover some health and protection. And finally, Canderous for all those damage over times. And obviously we do need Malak here, so he can a little bit control these Jedi with his fear whenever they critically hit him. Right, let's hop in the battle now. There we go, they're going straight for Malak. That's a mistake, I would say. So let's just go ahead. I could use Democracy here, but I will actually just go ahead, drain Anakin, and I'm going to go ahead, get those stacks of Beskar going. And now I'm going to use Democracy first time, so you have to use it 2 more times, and then Qui-Gon will be defeated. Just going to do basic there, and let's go ahead, do an AoE, dispel those buffs, so we can get around the taunt, get Anakin out of here with a second drain. Now I can go ahead, put that Beskar armor over on Canderous, which will obviously allow him to counterattack whenever he's hit. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. Keep going after Canderous, boys. There we go. He also can't be critically hit now as well, which is good. Let's go ahead, use Democracy for the 3rd time. There goes Qui-Gon. And now just a case of stalling the battle here until you get enough damage over times. Again, without Feat Tracker, you have no way of knowing, but Canderous really is going out there a lot. Unfortunately, we got a daze on us, so we can't get all that many hits. So in case you can't stall hard enough to get his damage over times done, there's always a good old Darth Vader battle, which obviously I'll show you at the end of the video. But for now, without Maul, I do have solid Mandalorians, so it really depends how well geared they are, what you can do. But for me, it was very easy. Now if you have absolute rubbish Mandalorians that they're like gear 8, they can't do anything, I use them with Rey. Now the reason why I didn't put Rey in the leading slot, because remember with the democracy they will defeat Rey, because even Galactic Legends get instantly defeated if they're in the leading slot and the enemy uses democracy 3 times. So that's why in this particular case, because you know the supporting team around her is really bad, better not use her in the leading slot. Now I needed 3-4 attempts to line up the RNG, but your strategy is just let Rey use her whirlwinds over and over again. Okay, there we go. You will definitely want to put light side Mandalorians around her so she can benefit from whirlwinds. There we go, first whirlwind. Get Anakin out first because his basic applies healing immunity, which could obviously cause issue, preventing Rey from recovering some health when she's using her basic. Otherwise, just kind of going around. Let's go ahead and use one more time Lifeblood. Now we'll have another whirlwind coming in onto the next turn, and I'm going to go ahead, take out Kiarimundi. He can hit really hard, he gets retribution, and yeah, you don't want to deal with him. And now I'm just kind of using basics here with Rey, trying to heal her up. Remember, we have to get above 60% health, so then after you use Lifeblood you drop below 60, and then you can again use another whirlwind to get Kenobi out, and then you should be good to go here. Come on, there we go, Kenobi's down, and just once you're down to these two, you just go into your ultimate and finish them off, and this is it. That's how I was able to get it done with Rey in there in the final slot. Now if you do have Lord Vader, you can just put like a whole Mandalorian, dark side Mandalorian team around him, and actually Imperial Super Commando and Guard, they're Empire as well, so there's more there as well, synergy between Lord Vader. But I'm pretty sure that Lord Vader and Maul themselves, they can carry this battle. Obviously we'll get Mandalorian feat done with this one, as well as the damage over time. So there we go, we'll just start off, get some damage over times going. Let's go ahead, use democracy already for the first time. All these debuffs that Lord Vader is dishing out is giving us democracy over and over again. Use democracy twice already. So there we go. Even if you'd have like a low gear Saxon and Imperial Stormtrooper Commando, just die off. I used their democracy for the final time, defeated Qui-Gon, and now we just have to clean these guys up, which is going to be hopefully very, very easy. Lots of damage over times on there. They don't really have a cleanser on their team. Now we can just go ahead all out on Anakin with the buff immunity over on Kenobi. We don't have to worry about him taunting too much. That's what I'm saying, that probably Lord Vader and Maul, even if you put some really bad Mandalorians around them, they should be able to carry this for you as well. Now, if you obviously don't have any other way to do damage over times, only with Darth Vader, that's what I'm going to show you here. It's going to be very, very easy and straightforward here. Okay, so I'll be going with Darth Vader lead and just put some sort of Sith or Empire team around him. I think Sith are a little bit better, but then Treyarch can cleanse them off and things like that. Wesley Malak there to control them a little bit. Bastila, more fear to get out there, and Nihilus there. Well, I don't think Nihilus will really do a whole lot here. Maybe increase their cooldowns, but yeah, the whole idea is you gotta get like, you know, about three force crushes out there, and that should be your damage over time if you're done. Again, going after Malak, these guys learned nothing from the first battle. So I'm just gonna head drain their Anakin. Unfortunately, because of all that foresight, they evaded the first force crush, but doesn't matter, we'll get around another force crush in a moment. There we go. So this is now our first force crush, so we got a lot of damage over times there already. I'm going to go ahead, use democracy first time. I'm going to go ahead, reduce cooldowns on Darth Vader with Treyarch, so he can get to another merciless on his next turn. So I'm just going to do basic here again, trying to stall the battle here so we can get a couple of more force crushes before these guys start dying off. Obviously with Darth Vader lead on his 8 damage over times, whenever they expire they will get reapplied, so they will very, very quickly build up. There we go, we got it now, our second force crush. I already have democracy ready to be used. I'm just going to go around here, do some basics first. There we go, just trying to again stall the battle. We got democracy now for the second time. Let's get the fear going. I'm just kind of spreading the damage here, try to keep these guys alive so we have more targets for Vader's force crush. Perfect, there we go. And at this point, use democracy, final time, took down Qui-Gon, and now just again a little bit spreading the damage, trying to stall the battle to get enough force crushes in there to get his damage over time feat done as well. And that's it, guys. A few different teams here that I was able to, you know, get something going. Obviously Mandalorians have become quite a flexible faction over time, so it really depends what you have on your roster. Now, if your guys are absolute rubbish Mandalorians, you can still get some plays going there if we use some of the Galactic Legends. So let me know how you guys are getting on in today's challenge, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.